Hey guys, it's a different kind of Loki video. This information is something I've used a couple of times to find flat locations in water. I don't know how reliable it is. That's why I'm sharing the information right now. I was talking with Andre Silver and KO Labs, and they both suggested that maybe I document and share what I've used. Um, because there are so many planets that no one person could ever hope to uncover them all. This is a base that I've built on. I've built a this used to hold my 192, the double ring 192 before Frontiers. So I've been here for a while, but you can see it's flat. It's that ring right there is 120 units across. It's a 128. The inside is a 64. So you can see it's not. This is not a valley area. Um, how did I find this? Well, there's some markers, and I'm going to show those markers in video. Um, if you don't like building in water, which most people don't, and I get that 100%, I do because it's a challenge for me. Keeping things watertight, making things look like this is something that I enjoy doing. But I also like doing them in flatland. I don't like valleys and stuff, although I have built bases in valleys and underwater. But this is like, it's flat open. So I'm going to edit in a couple of clips I've taken and talk through it. And at the end, I'll show you my current base that I'm working on and another save. And hopefully that'll give you some insight. If you are interested in finding flat spots, it'd be wonderful. If not, if you find the features on a planet that you're going by, just drop the freaking coordinates in the comments here, or just so we can have a record and see if this is something that's real. Again, because it's all procedurally generated, we have no idea about any of this. This is just one crazy man's idea, and then literally I'm crazy. Like, who does things like this, if they're not crazy, right? It's a whole bunch of work just to have a ring that goes around in a circle, and this one's upside down. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, I'll cut in those right now, and then we'll chat some more at the end. All right. Okay, so this is the first planet I've ever come across with these markings. When I was coming to this planet, I noticed see the S in front of the ship there? There's a lot of markings like you'll see on the right and the left, but that straight marking is interesting. They go on. If you notice, it continues to go on, and it continues to go on. Valleys, and you'll notice that the edge, it's like it's dug out. It's hard to see, but you see how it keeps going? That's an indicator that I've found that if I see that on a planet with water, I want to take a look deeper. As you can see on the left, I did a horrible job flying through here. But anyway, now we're going to go into the water section. So you can see in the water, same planet, you'll see the water was much different when I went through here, but you'll see that same pattern. This is a valley. You can see the valley has continued on. That's what I noticed. This happens to be 90 units deep, this section. The reason so I was looking for something deep, and it happened to have a nice system in here, so I kept that. So that's what you're looking for there. Now, we're going to go into the next one here. This is the first base that we open into. This is what the planet looks like. And again, you'll notice, same thing. See that horizontal line? And you watch, it just continues to go on like that. Again, it has, you can see it looks like a valley. Again, this is on, this is on PS4, so it's not as clean as it could be. But you'll notice how it continues on in straight lines, right? See how that works? Same feature, right? When we get into the water, you'll notice they also continue with the same feature. Here's the transition. So this is at that first base that I showed you, right? You can see the same feature in the water. Same valley look as the other one. See that? It looks the same as the first one. This happens to be 80 units, so it's not as deep as the first one. It's close, but it's not quite as deep. The water is much nicer. This is what the first base looked like when I went to it, actually. Very much so. Right. Now, this is an interesting feature here. I found this spot where it came, I called it the junction, the first base, because literally, if you look, there's a valley there, there's a valley there, there's a valley there. Each one in the valley has one of these pathways. That's what I'm trying to show in this video. And you can see how they all join together to make this big flat area. I've been at this spot for almost over a year and a half. This is my 192 base. You can see how they continue on. See that? So that's what you're looking for. That's what I was looking for. That found this location, right? Now we'll jump to my third section here. This is another save I had. I was looking for a location to put a base. Actually, it's a base I'm working on now. So I come into orbit, and you can see right away on the left. Sometimes it's just like you said, the rock formations below. But if you look a little deeper, see how it goes on to the left there? See, and you look at it, and as it renders in, it forms a valley. Now, I don't know what it looks like on a PS5 or a PC, which much better graphics, but that's what I'm looking at. You can see how the valley is. See how the rock formation is cut out? That's what I look for when I look for these flat locations, right? So yeah, they just continue on. They just roll on. I don't notice any. I was thinking that it may be in line with the. Yeah, that's the base location I'm building at now. So I've noticed they don't have the markers. Beeblebum was talking about marks where buildings were last. Like if you find a north-south trajectory, there'll be you can find locations. Even Kale has talked about Zane has talked about them, where you have all on the same pathway, the same longitude lines. It doesn't seem to be that way because there's nothing else really on them. So this is the location I'm at, building a base now. We're going to jump into my Nautilin, and we'll take a look at how these work as well. It's the same type, exactly the same type of feature that you'll see in the other two bases. Again, this is only 3. This isn't what I did because I did this one a little bit more with a thought in mind what I was going to be doing. So you can see again the same feature. This is only 55 units, so it's not as deep as the other ones. And I found this again at 20 units. So there's a big variety of depth that you can find this stuff in. These indicators in, but you can see it's the same indicator. It's not as deep, right? Not as impressive, but still a valley. And the valleys open up. They can open up into these big flat areas, like I saw there. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking for when I look for flat water spots. Hey guys, so thanks for watching that part of the video. I hope I've given you something to look for, above ground, out of water, when you approach a planet, those marks on the surface, long straight lines, seem to indicate this. I hope it helps you find these flat locations. The Calypso base, the first base that I shared with you, has a junction where these points meet, and that seems to make the ground flat. Really, you have to just search. I've seen these marks in the water at 20 units. I've seen them again at 50, like this base, and I've seen them at 80 units. This base here is 50. So it really depends. Like I said, everything's procedurally generated. So really, it's a matter of luck where you find them. This water tends to be really, it's a very, it's nicer. I don't know why it's like this right now. It tends to be bluer water. Must be a storm or something going on. But yeah, so if you know any, see any coordinates, drop them the coordinate or drop them in the comments of the video. The more people can check them. If you find another flat location, I'd love to know about it. Again, this is just an observations that I've made. It's helped me find 2 locations so far that are flat. I've built on 3 locations that are deep water, relatively open. So again, it's something to look for. Again, being procedural generated, I understand totally that there are no guarantees, but it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting start. All right, so thanks for watching, and have a great day.